I might I might talk about the change. And now my OCD is going out the way with these phones and
Okay, so this
computer monitors
starts from.
and lights. Does the light need to adjust now?
No, oh.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna work on this. Cause
Hey guys, so we're on 3 different platforms
do I look
today.
here, or do I look here, or do I look here? Hey everybody.
Hey, this is our first show actually on Twitch as well. You can find us at Radio Girl Cami on Twitch. We're doing the whole Twitch thing because we want to see, what we can do on Twitch. So, just to give you guys an update of who we are and what we do, my name's Cami. This is Man Frand. I'm from New Zealand. Man Frand is from the south of America, the deep south, they call it. And we've been in a relationship 4 years, and we started a podcast a while back because we're very different. Would you agree?
She can't understand things that I do nor say, and I feel they make
I don't
complete
even
sense.
think anybody understood that. But basically, what we do is we just talk about everything that we argue about and fight about and our differences. We also have a dog, so let's show you.
Well, we have 2 cats as well. You might hear and see them. They come and wander and scratch, and sometimes you might hear me yell
Come on, Dex.
or scare them with the
shy.
back. We have this one that's been with us for a few months now. He's a great little 6-year-old Jax, mama's baby over here. So it's good. He's just like a invalid that gets walked around, basically.
Yeah. So let's start by talking about being part of a team. So how important is being part of a team, working as part of a team in a relationship? That's just my first question out the gate. What would you say is like, how much importance do you put on that?
Well, a teamwork is important in many aspects, but I feel that basically, I mean, it just depends on the situation. One thing, as I like to say, is that each person has their strengths. You need to recognize those strengths. And then, so if you're good at one thing, then that's kind of your part of the teamwork. Just like when you had to do it in college or whatever else. And I'm not talking about when you had the lame person who did absolutely nothing. I'm sure I was that person at some point too and just got the great grade. But it's you just balance each other out somehow.
Okay, so yesterday we went to like this German night thing, and it was like a
Not like a.
It's like an Oktoberfest.
I know. He said German night. I picture like a man in armor with a spear.
I don't think anybody.
Like a German knight, like a British knight, but a German knight, like Sir. Whatever German.
Okay, so we didn't do that.
Wiener Schnitzel.
So it was an Oktoberfest kind of thing we went to.
It starts with an N. We cannot pronounce it.
It's Natspiel.
Not spiel.
Not spiel.
Not spiel.
Okay, so oh my gosh, we have our very first viewer. I think it's probably one of our friends on Twitch, which is the top one, hun.
I don't know what.
See one.
That's if I'm awesome. Not looking, and we got comments coming down here. Look at this. Oh man,
me too. German
this is
night.
Information overload for me. Yeah. I'm obviously not the technical one in this relationship.
Neither am I. So, anywho, back to it. So we went to this German Oktoberfest thing, and we actually played a bunch of games. Kind of last minute, I kind of told him that we were enrolled.
Hey, Sandy.
And we were
Not spiel. Thank you, Steven.
That's not it.
Cammy.
Okay, anywho. So, we, it was the first time me and you actually played on a team together.
I guess so. Yeah.
We've never done that before. We've always talked about how we could never work together because we just don't get along very well.
I'd quit in a second.
And like the first time...
I'd walk out. And
the first time we played on a team. And so the games were thumb wrestling. So give me a thumb, babe.
It was thumb wrestling. She called it pinochle, which that's still an American thing too.
Yeah, so there was thumb wrestling.
I declare thumb war, yeah.
Beer sliding, where someone had to slide a beer, and someone had to catch the beer at the end, but you couldn't catch it by the handle.
You could. They had different things. For one, when I heard beer sliding, I was thinking they were going to have a long track up, and they were going to see who could slide a beer the longest without it falling.
That's what I thought.
But yeah, it was just a short, about a 4 or 5 foot track, and one person was assigned to push, and then you had to catch it when it fell off, not before it fell off, but you could catch it at the bottom, like if it was like this, like you're cupping it, you know what? But if you caught it by the handle, you had to catch it with your two fingers. I tried to go for like a Sub-Zero Mortal Kombat move, and there's a video that I'm sure she'll show at some point to try to catch it like this. Did not work, but it was plastic, and
Okay.
life went on.
Anywho, that was
Oh my
another
gosh,
game.
people like hearing talk. It's okay.
Couples carrying contest, okay?
We
And
didn't
then
get to do
finally a beer stein holding contest. So it
I'm
was
not
really
even-
okay. So anywho, the whole thing that was so crazy about it was the fact that so the very first one we do is the thumb wrestling.
The thumb wrestling.
Right? And so this is exactly how bad me and you are on a team. So me and you are competing at the same time. You're competing someone else and I'm competing against someone.
Yes.
We literally start, I lift my arm off the table, so I'm already disqualified. He turns and looks at me and ends up getting pinned. And we basically lose.
I was facing a dainty person, but I do not.
Like the teeniest lady
But she
ever.
was so sweet, and for one, I wanted her to win, but I wasn't going to just let her win.
Yeah.
And it was we had a good little thumb battle going on, and then something happened, like I said, there were all the rules, and I saw everyone start pointing towards their group.
Yeah.
I thought something happened with ours. I looked over there, though, and as soon as I did that, bam, she had me. It was horrible.
So first game out of, first
0
one we do.
points.
0 points. We both lost, and it was my fault. And, of course, he's looking over trying to help me. He ends up losing. So the second one we did was the beer sliding. And that one was kind of good. I actually won that one. You did not. You dropped it.
He still gave me some points for creativity.
I don't know how we did, how we managed to
It
get
was
points
very
on that one.
referee friendly. However, he wanted to really give you points. He gave you points.
Yeah.
And he really liked my positioning prior to catching it, so I think that's what got me points.
That's the coolest thing to tag team thumb wrestling I've heard. Yeah, basically,
We didn't get to do the partner carrying, but we had two friends that did, and
I'm
it
just
was
reading the comment.
and
at
it
the
was
top.
awesome. I mean, I think there need to be some modifications, but it was still awesome because we would have died halfway through.
Oh yeah, so let's just back up. First of all, one of the comments that we have up here is that's the coolest thing to tag team thumb wrestling I've heard. So basically, coolest way to lose.
It was fun. I haven't thumb wrestled in so long, but I knew you'd be good at it. We weren't sure how the setup was going to be because you have 4 people to a team, and the partner carrying that we'll talk about, all 4 didn't get to participate. You picked one pair of 2, and they did it. They ran with it. But on the thumb wrestling, each person had to compete with the 4 of another team. So you
we
all
competed against them.
basically in all the other categories, you got to individually compete.
Yeah, so then when we got to the couples carrying, they only picked one couple, which actually worked to our benefit because we sure as hell didn't want to do it.
We were ready, though. We were preparing.
ready. How would you have carried me, though? Would you have put me, over, this way?
Well, then my shoulder would have been jamming in your tatas, and that probably wouldn't be fun bouncing around. The one section, though, we're glad that the other people picked is because I'm not the tallest, and there was a part where they had you step over hay bales. We wouldn't have made that, not because I can't lift over something, but the second I try to have her on my back and move over, I mean, we would have just gone down.
Yeah.
I said we wouldn't have gone face flat or back or anything. It would have been like in Bridesmaids. If you ever watch that and she poops in the middle of the road and she just gradually goes down.
It's happening.
That is what would have happened to me with her on the back of me.
It so would have. So we're so glad that our friends did that one. And then finally, the beer stein holding. So let's talk a little bit about this. A couple of years ago, we went out with some friends and basically we got to talking about beer stein holding. And
can I set it up a little better? I mean, you tell this all the time and you don't set it up well.
Well, you set it up. It takes a long time.
Well,
so
it's okay. People need a picture and they like to listen. This is an introduction for some of the people who haven't heard us before.
Okay, let's go.
I feel y'all have a right to
know.
Okay. It's like a big package store. They have a little cool bar area in the back, almost reminiscent of a small cigar shop area or something.
Yeah.
But whenever they do wine tastings or small tasting events for local breweries, they open up the back. It's not open every day, but they do it. And then just one of the cashiers or people from the front usually just goes and sits and serves beer, pours wine in the back. There we go.
So we go there with some friends, and I've had a really busy day at work. My phone is still going off, and we get there. We're a little bit late, and we're doing our taste testing. And I just noticed that the girl that is bartending, she's quite flirty.
She was just nice.
Really flirty with you, and I don't really. I kind of like it when someone flirts with you. But I also, she was kind of just being a bit dismissive of me.
She was upset that I was being neglected because it was 5:40, 6 o'clock by this time, and I'm out there to spend time with my lovely girlfriend, and she stays on her phone.
Okay,
therefore, I had to drink all her samples every time. Therefore, I am definitely getting, what is it, verschnickered? How people say it? Verschnicked or whatever. Okay, continue with your story.
Okay, so anywho, we talk about how they're going to be having like a German thing. Again, this was a couple of years ago. We can't remember exact details, but there was going to be a Stein holding contest in it. So all of a sudden, old, Man Frand decides he's going to well, I'm really good at that. So he gets
I want to try it out.
Yeah, so we're just practicing with liquor bottles.
The girl behind the bar gave us, I was like, well, we don't have a Stein around here because it was a wine tasting. So she finds a bottle of Malibu or something that's pretty full and gives it to me to hold in my hand.
Yeah.
So she's on one side of the bar. We're on our seats. I'm standing up holding it.
Yeah. So next thing you know,
I'm pretty good at it.
I mean, he's pretty good.
Surprisingly so.
But everyone's kind of cheering him on. I'm kind of recording it saying giving him shit. Next thing you know, homegirl grows and gets some food, like some pumpkin bread or some shit.
Oh, it was
comes
pumpkin
around
bread. Oh, it's delicious.
With her nasty fingers and open your mouth. Stephen,
She did not put her fingers in my mouth.
Puts the food in his mouth.
The food, it was like a long piece. So imagine a really long piece. So her fingers never touched. It was just she put it here. Now, I've been drinking all her samples, plus mine, plus whatever additional I wanted to drink at the bar. I really enjoyed this bread, and I think being the customer service person she saw I really loved that homemade pumpkin bread that was cut into slivers. I've been eating it. So after we had been going on, I've been holding this thing for at least an hour because it's awesome. Not really, we're working on a couple of minutes. And she comes around, totally by surprise, doesn't say what she's going to do, and she puts the pumpkin bread in my mouth. Listen, I don't know. At the time, I didn't react. What am I supposed to do? Drop a bottle and smack her? I didn't know. She laughed. She didn't say anything.
Till in the car later on.
In the car. And then once she talks to friends a day or two later, yes. And I was broadsided.
Okay.
Big time.
Whatevs. So, here's the deal though. I have forbidden him from doing any kind of thing that...
It's crap. It's a good package store that advertises a lot of good local brews, and can I go there just to go get a beer? No. And if she finds out I go there, oh hell to pay.
Okay.
And she also works because the owners own a great little cigar shop that I've still never been to in the 2 years we've been in South Alabama. And I was like, hey, I don't smoke a lot, but I do like a cigar occasionally. I was forbade to go in there, and it's bullshit.
So fast forward a couple of years.
Because she might.
One of the other events at our German Oktoberfest last night was
Stein hoisting.
Okay, so let's talk about how close you were to getting the record.
Why are you getting my mail on yours?
That's my mail. I'm in that too. Also, I would like to say yes. I say homegirl. Thank you, Sandy, for your comment. So let's talk a little bit about how close you were with the Stein holding contest.
I did good, and I could have done better. For one, I haven't worked out literally since probably the end of 2019. I probably jumped in early 2020. Pandemic hit, work got crazy, and then everyone knows, everyone's life got crazy, and then 2020 just took its poops everywhere it could as well. So needless to say, fast food, pizzas, not working out have really taken its toll. So yeah. I have not worked out, but Stein hoisting, I was still hoping to tap into it.
Though, hun.
But I did the research. And,
look at this.
We're not showing. I have no muscles. I have a gut.
You do.
Okay, well, we're not going to spend time talking about that because if I work out, we'll show it to you later on. But, hey, you got to hold the Stein, and it's supposed to be 5 pounds.
Straight.
straight. You got to hold it like this. You can't have the thumb on top. You got to have your thumb like this. And you hold it straight out so your arm can't buckle, you can't bring it in, and you can't spill. They filled it up. They had it with water.
And not like a real stein.
And they're supposed to be they're supposed to be 5 pounds. They didn't weigh them, but it probably was.
Mm-hmm.
So you just hold it out, and after so many seconds, you get a point, blah, blah, blah. I mean, at the end, I think at 3 minutes, you get all the points you can get, but you can still keep going.
Yeah.
I did surprisingly well and could have done better, but I just got distracted and thrown off, but I was still very happy with my performance.
Yeah, so let's...
the record was 4 minutes at the time we went there, too.
So I did 28 seconds.
Yeah.
That didn't even get me 1 point. You had to get to 31 seconds. I didn't even get there. So I peace out immediately. This man, okay, if your homegirl was there, she would have been very proud, okay? You went 3 minutes...
Mm-hmm.
And
47 seconds.
47 seconds. He was 10 seconds off the record.
It's not 10 seconds if you do 47. That's 13 seconds.
13 seconds off the record.
But either way,
that is amazing.
I was doing good. It was burning, and there is a video to show me grunting like I was probably trying to, like I was constipated and pushing the biggest poo.
Yeah, you can see our
which
Instagram.
I know that's disgusting. I'm a crude person for y'all haven't, but.
Let me just say something really quick. If you want to see the video, it's at our Instagram handle at Radio Girl Cami.
And I have put on weight since a while, so I'm very either way, doesn't matter. But we could have done it. The only thing was I was quivering a little bit, but I knew I could make the 4 minutes.
I mean, you were solid.
And the only thing that happened was I was quivering, and I think I started tilting when I was talking to Cami, being like, Cami, sing to me or something like that. And then I heard one of the guys say, oh, dripping or leaking out or pouring it out, and I thought it had poured out, so when I looked over, I bent my elbow some, and then that disqualified. It didn't disqualify. I still got my points, but it took me out. But I could have easily done the 4 minutes. I probably could have done 4 minutes and 30 seconds, but I will be practicing for next year, and I will kick all those burly dudes' butt, because there were a lot of people we saw go before us, and my scrawny butt, who hasn't worked out since 2019, has actually held on with the best of them.
Yeah, you did great.
Very proud
I was
of
so
that.
impressed. So I really felt like we worked as a team yesterday when we were
We
competing.
rooted each other on, and we rooted others on.
Honey, don't say that word. It means something very different in New Zealand.
Well, how many New Zealand people are listening to us?
Hopefully some.
Well, hopefully some people. I'm not meaning root like y'all say it.
Root, just so everyone knows, root means to bang one out, basically.
No, I didn't do that to others. But I was rooting along in the sense of cheering people.
Okay, so I found this article, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it. Okay, and I thought that this was so, good for us. Okay, so marriage is like, this is a quote I read. Don't look at it while I'm reading it.
Oh, well, I don't. You got so much
Look
crap
straight
written on
ahead.
it.
Marriage is like a 3-legged race. Try to push ahead without your partner's cooperation, and you both fall. Work together, and you both do well.
Or just toss you around and hang you on me, and I take the full brunt and just run with it. I just grab you around.
Okay. So here's 5 tips I found. First of all, get on the same team. And I thought this was cool. One way is to each brainstorm what you want for the future, and then come together and discuss lists and what items you have in common. Don't you think that's cool?
I mean, it sounds really cool.
It probably could be bad, though, if you come up.
The process
and
is probably not as fun as that sounds, but yes, it's a good comment, and you should do that.
But what if you came back together and both of your lists were like completely different? There was not one in common.
Well, then you're probably see what each other's strengths are, and that's where you kind of look and say, well, and you work from there.
Okay.
You intertwine them.
Enjoy something new.
She makes me do that all the damn time.
Step out of your comfort zone.
I mean, I know it's good. I mean, you see this because for those who don't, I'm an introvert. I'm good in social settings, but I recharge by being by myself. She does her best to make sure I never have that, and she pushes me to go out all the time. It's out of love, but I just want to sit and clean and watch stupid movies all day.
Quit acting like... Oh, my gosh. Anywho.
But I love her.
But the one thing that I thought that you have had me do, and this is... I'm not even being silly when I say this. I hate hanging out at the house. I hate being a homebody. For me, that is actually, and I'm not even kidding I'm not even trying to be a smart aleck. You have made me step out of my comfort zone by actually enjoying being at home.
I love it.
Isn't that weird?
Well, it's weird, and that can be a full discussion for another time. I mean, I'm someone who could stay at home a lot, but if it, like I had a week and it was just me and the pets at the house, yeah, for 2 or 3 days, I could literally hang around, clean, watch movies, and I just like to clean. It's
and not
weird.
be around anyway.
And not being, but after about 3 or 4 days of that, I am going to get out. I like going to a happy hour. I would get out and do some stuff, but I need that charge period.
And that's fine. That's totally fine. I'm learning that about you, though.
Mhm.
And it's taken me a long time.
And you just got to go, and it's fine. That's why I'm like,
yeah.
go do stuff with friends.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Choose lightheartedness. Laugh together and don't stop there. Practice lightheartedness. Stop holding grudges. Stop keeping a record of wrongs. That's cool. I like lightheartedness.
Yeah.
I love the couples that are like that. I think we should strive to be a bit more like that. I know we laugh a lot, but lightheartedness, not taking things so seriously.
I think that happens. It just depends on where
Yeah.
we are. If we're hangry or if we're tired, sometimes we just can't help
We're
it.
really
But
bad with
we
hangry.
also know to laugh at each other and laugh at ourselves, and
Yeah.
we have a good time.
Okay, I only got 2 more. You're
Okay,
doing great.
I'll do it.
Make peace with the past. I thought this was cool. Different challenges from the past, relationship, financial, health. Let it go. See it as us versus the problem. That's how that went. Instead of me versus you.
That's good.
Isn't that cool?
I mean, it's a good way to look at it and try to take a deep breath. And sometimes I think every situation's different, but I mean, that's how it needs to be looked at. I
Yeah.
will agree with that.
Okay, and then finally, you're going to laugh your ass off on this one.
Oh, man.
Fight as allies.
Ooh.
How do you do this?
I don't have an answer for that. I don't understand that. I mean, like, if I don't agree with what you're
No,
doing, I still need to
you
support
are going to laugh so
Well,
hard.
then say it. I want to hear it.
Next time you find yourself in a heated argument,
Okay.
consider temporarily stepping away from the conflict to give yourself room to calm down and think through the fight. Make an effort to understand where your significant other is coming from.
Easier said than done. And are we going to get talking another episode about the fun thing we saw on the way to the...
That's my next one.
Okay, cool. I'm really excited about certain things.
But no, that last one, I don't fight as an ally, I don't think.
We both don't. We are both...
That is like the worst
We
thing
are both
for us.
stubborn SOBs. There are certain passions that we each have. And sometimes I just like to irritate the hell out of people too and take the other side just to mess around and have some fun. I still haven't told her who I voted for in the election, and I'm never going to tell her, but I keep her on her toes thinking, and it's so funny. I haven't told anybody, and I'm not going to, but it's so funny because I don't want it to leak back to you.
That's just so mean,
I
isn't
have
it?
too much fun with it.
That's just so
Keep
mean.
her guessing, and I have fun with it. I play both sides of the table daily for her, and it's fun.
So just going back to how important is teamwork, I'm realizing more and more how important it is, and I think that me and you, we forget that we are a team.
Okay.
Like, I think that this is like my end spiel, I guess. Do you think we work as a team, or do you think we work against each other?
Both.
Yeah.
I think both. I think but the times we don't work as a team or we work against each other,
Yeah.
we'll usually end up compromising or just taking a breather and coming back and talking about it. And at that point, we kind of each talk, see each other's point, and then we figure out how to work towards a common thing. So it's pretty cool. We do butt heads a good bit, but we'll come back and work on it. It doesn't mean I'm going to see her point of view or mine, but it means we'll just work together to understand it. Sometimes easier said than done. I really think her team is this little dog, and it's me and the 2 cats. Because ever since little man has come along here, you see it. He doesn't walk. She carries him around. And he's the cutest, most lovable little thing. But that's her team now, and it's me and the cats. We're the outcasts.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
She
Look
says
at
hey to
her.
them once a day. It's good.
Oh, whatever.
I give them the love they need.
Whatever.
I got a picture of the dog and the cat snuggling me at night.
Okay, so if you haven't, if you missed it earlier, we're on Twitch now at Radio Girl Cami, and we're excited to be doing the whole Twitch thing just because, you know, it's another avenue for us to kind of do what we do, which is do what we do best.
I think we're going to have to buy 5 more phones just to have plastered everywhere, so I don't know where to look at.
Oh, I think you'll survive, hun.
I don't know.
But you can catch us every Tuesday and Thursday at 6. And yeah, I mean, if you've listened to Man Frand podcast, you know.
That's Sundays.
Not Sundays, no. We're just doing a little practice today. We might throw in the odd Sunday.
But Man Frand podcast is Sunday.
Yeah, Man Frand podcast is every
that's
Sunday
fun.
at 5. That's when I drop the episodes. But yeah, our new Twitch show will be every Tuesday and Thursday. Now that's Central Time, so wherever you're listening from, 6 o'clock Tuesday and Thursday on Twitch. And you can find us again at Radio Girl Cami. It's Radio Girl Cami and Man Frand. And yeah, basically you can weigh in too. That's the part that we love the most, is when you get someone who sees a side that maybe they agree with him, which doesn't happen very often.
It actually happens a lot. People reach out, the ones that know who I am. I'm very opinionated in many ways, and it is great, and I usually win all the time.
No, you don't!
I put mine out there. There are much more people that vote with me.
Yeah, okay.
Well, not vote, but in their head, they're like, gosh, Steven, you just see things in such an amazing way. And I said, I never thought of it like that.
He's got like a Trump brain, I think.
No, I don't.
Oh, that shut him up.
No, it didn't. I just said that. She pulled me. I was breaking branches outside and sweaty, and this is usually how I am. She pulls me out. But if it's 6 o'clock, you're gonna see me coming off work, so you might get some passionate discussions.
Oh yeah. Now we're gonna keep our Twitch account going. I'm just gonna end Facebook. We'll have another one coming up soon.